This is the After Party, live with Kim McAllister. Pick a couch, grab a drink, and settle into the conversation.
Hey everybody, it's the After Party Live. Welcome to it on this Tuesday. Bunch of great shows we had already, and we're about ready to have another one here on the After Party. Thank you for hanging out and spending this hour with me, or a little less than an hour, I should say. It is Travel Tuesday, so I'm excited about that, and I have a huge thank you to give to Lori for sending me kind of something I think is doable, a trip down the Central Coast, although I did notice there's one entry for the North Coast as well, but we'll take a trip to California's coastal spots. So that'll be really fun on this Travel Tuesday. But first, we have a lot of stories to get to. Please click the like button. Would really appreciate it. You know, the show is crowdfunded like all of the others. And so whether you're sending me stories, or whether you're spending your time, or whether you're contributing financially, you are appreciated. And that is Pamela, who jumps in with a $20 super sticker. Couldn't do the show without you. Thank you so much. So much. Wes, always supporting the show as well with a $5 super sticker right off the bat. You guys have my back before I even got on the air today. So thank you. You are so appreciated. Let's jump into these stories so we have enough time to get to them. The first one, I wanted to talk about this sinkhole at a Trader Joe's. Have you heard of this? This is crazy. This is in the Bay Area. This sinkhole opened up inside of a Trader Joe's. Yeah. Whoopsies. This is in Marin County, and it's closed, the Trader Joe's, because of this sinkhole right inside the store. The shoppers were at the Larkspur Trader Joe's and had to leave. They were met with these closed signs if they're trying to get in as well. The store appears blocked off. It appears all covered up. Some people say, we've been trying to go back and shop here for days, and they're shut down. So, yeah, I guess this is what happened. A lot of people are telling the Bay Area news agencies like Cron 4 the unexpected closure is because of a sinkhole that formed toward the back of the store. The employees have had to move the freezers from inside. I guess there weren't any big signs, so people are just pulling in, trying to figure it out, and they see this, little sign on the door here. The Trader Joe's is saying there is not a sinkhole in the store. They're saying the construction is not related to a sinkhole. Other people are saying it's a sinkhole and it's in the store. They don't know when they're going to get this store reopened. So people have to go to the San Rafael one instead. Yeah. I don't know. There's no picture of said sinkhole, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I have an update for you, kind of a sad update as well. And it's about remember the Virgin Stingray, who was not in a tank with anyone who she could have mated with and somehow fell pregnant, as they say? Unfortunately, after researchers said she had this really weird reproductive disease, she has died. So this stingray that got pregnant without a male at the North Carolina aquarium this winter, despite not having shared a tank with any male of her species for many, many years, passed away. So the Aquarium and Shark Lab in Hendersonville reporting this on Sunday that Charlotte the stingray died, and they say it was after getting this weird reproductive disease, but they didn't talk about exactly what happened with her and when she died and how she died or exactly why. So what we do know is that they thought it was a rare type of asexual reproduction called parthenogenesis, where offspring develop from an unfertilized egg. So there would be no genetic contribution by a male. It often happens in fish, amphibians, birds, and reptiles, not in mammals. So, yeah, she's passed away. So, sad update on that story. This is kind of a wacky one, and I don't know if you want to try it, but there's a new cup of noodles for the summer. Forget the open campfire and roasting your marshmallow, setting up the chocolate on the graham crackers. And then, are you a kind of roaster where you brown it, or do you stick the marshmallow on the fire and let it burn before you stick it in the graham crackers and squish? No, you don't need to do any of that. Forget it. All you need is a cup of noodles, s'more style. If this sounds gross to you, I would agree. Can you imagine eating s'more flavored broth? I mean, I don't necessarily want to drink my dessert unless it's got booze in it, but the cup of soup has a campfire, cup of noodles has a campfire s'more flavor. And they say it's a combination of all the s'more flavor staples. It's got a note of smokiness. It follows the standard cooking procedure with the cup of noodles. You add a little bit of water, you let it sit for a few minutes, and then done. I don't know. They say they couldn't resist joining the campfire fun by transforming the classic flavor into a bold, unexpected experience that'll capture the hearts and palates of consumers nationwide. It's that whole unexpected experience that has me a little freaked out. This cup of noodles s'more, campfire s'more flavor, will only be available at Walmart online and in stores. So you're going to have to brave a Walmart if you want the cup of noodles s'more. Let me just say, no thank you. List of things that should have never been done, this would be on it. Yeah. Let's go to archaeology. There is a discovery of sticks. 12,000-year-old sticks. Archaeologists think it's a cultural ritual. They uncovered this in Australia, and they say these sticks date back to the end of the last ice age. And what they show, according to archaeologists, is that ritual has been passed down for 500 generations. They think it's the oldest known culturally transmitted human ritual. Sticks found preserved in fireplaces in a cave in southeastern Australia, dating back to, again, about the end of the last ice age. And what they say it indicates is that the ritual intended to cure or hurt has been passed down for about 500 generations. All the findings described in a study. It was published July 1st in the journal Nature Human Behavior. So there are documents that and accounts from colonists in Australia in the 19th century talking about the Gunai-Kurnai First Nations ritual, which is a practice that includes preparing a shaped stick made of dense, hard casuarina wood with fat, and then placing it before a fire until the stick falls. What they did was try to heal people by putting a spell on them with these sticks. The rituals could be used for healing or harm, depending on the circumstances of each ceremony, according to the study's co-author. His name is Uncle Russell Mullet. He's an uncle, So he says that this could be because we don't have written language that was preserved over all this time, but we do know about the ritual. And so to find something this old that they can date back to, 12,000 years ago, shows, they think, that this ritual has been going on this long. The evidence like this isn't usually preserved over long periods of time. So they compared traditional knowledge and archaeological research, and they looked in the series of limestone caves on Gunai-Kurnai County in Australia that have long been associated with this type of culture. And check it out. Here's what they found. There's the cave, and you can see the sticks that they found in there. 12,000-year-old sticks. So interesting. So interesting. They think, in this study, they have 2 miniature fireplaces in this cave. Each fireplace is associated with a single shaped stick, you can see here, made of this casuarina wood that is 10 to 12,000 years old. They analyzed residue of these sticks They found that there was fat residue on the sticks. They didn't find any evidence of cooking or heating at the site. And that's why they think these caves were used for this ritual ceremony 10 to 12,000 years ago. Yeah. They think it's remarkable to find largely intact installations replete with their wooden artifacts made of this type of wood that would have been superbly preserved together with their smeared animal or human fat. So, yeah, crazy what they can find. In other news, we talked about this before, putting together some type of moon time. And when we last talked about it, we were told that researchers were looking to have a moon time zone, right? Now, it's a little more complicated than that, apparently, because on the lunar surface, a single Earth day would be 56 microseconds shorter than it is here on Earth on our home planet. And scientists say that that's a number that can lead to significant inconsistencies over time. So now we understand they're not just trying to make the lunar time zone, they're trying to come up with a whole new plan for time on the moon. Yeah. The lunar position, navigation, and timing and standards lead at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center in Maryland say that they're looking to create an entirely new timescale or a new system of measurement that accounts for the fact that seconds tick by faster on the moon than here on Earth. So they've got this goal. They're working with international partners trying to set up this new method of tracking time specifically for the moon. And so all nations that have business up on the moon, that are sending probes, rovers, rockets, what have you, to the moon, will adhere to this new moon time. And again, it's not a time zone that would be compatible to one here on Earth. It's a whole different measurement of time. So there's a recent memo from the White House that is directing NASA to map out its plans for this new timescale by December 31st. They say it's foundational to renewed U.S. efforts to explore the lunar surface. They want this moon time measurement to be implemented by the end of 2026, because that is when NASA is aiming to return astronauts to the moon for the first time in 5 decades. So we've got to get it all dealt with. We've all got to get it planned out. This whole new system of moon time. Yeah. Speaking of going to the moon, I didn't quite make it with this one. Check this out. This is a Chinese rocket. Unfortunately, it had an accidental launch. And here's what happened.
This video shows the moment a rocket in China.
Yeah, we'll turn off the volume, but you can see it goes up, it goes up, it goes up. Oops. Yeah, they pan up. And then, oh no, here it comes right back down. They say it was accidentally launched, should not have been, and it was not a good ending. Nobody hurt in this, so that's the good thing. But yeah, yikes. That's pretty ugly, right? So that's what happened, unfortunately. I don't know what caused it to fire on accident, but they say it happened on June 30th. Oh, look at there they are. On June 30th, this rocket crashed in to central China after being accidentally launched during a ground test. So let me see if I can get that away. Yeah. My apologies for that extra story there. But yeah, so it accidentally launched during what was supposed to be a ground test, and no injuries reported. But yikes, I wonder how much that mistake cost. Not good. Here's another follow-up of a story that we had. Remember we talked about this, I think maybe it was on the Mark Thompson show. We talked about this soccer field that had a major sinkhole, kind of totally imploded. Yeah. It wasn't very good. Now there's new video that shows the sinkhole when it formed, when it happened on this football field. And it's pretty crazy. It's pretty dramatic video. And I wanted to show it to you. Hold on. I'm trying to bring the video up as I talk. But I know the story we know, but we haven't seen this video yet. So check this out. Yeah. This is a 100-foot wide sinkhole. Boom. Look at it. The whole field in the middle caves in. It swallowed up a light pole on this soccer field. Crazy. It's pretty deep, too, as a matter of fact. But the moment that it just buckled, yeah, this happened in Alton, Illinois, and in the middle of the soccer field, it was a mine underground that had collapsed in this area. So, wow, what a video. Wild. Can we talk for a moment about the lotto of the day? Always love a good win. Here's this guy. Yeah. He gets to celebrate $250,000. It's a good day to be a father. He's got this Father's Day tradition. And he's from North Carolina. So every Father's Day, he gets scratch-off tickets as Father's Day gifts from his aunt. This year, she sent him $20 instead of the ticket. Well, it's a tradition, so he needs his tickets. So he said, I kept the tradition, and I just went out and bought the same tickets for myself. A $20 Father's Day gift, he said, became a blessing. So he takes the $20 from his aunt, and he goes to the store, the Walmart in Wilmington, and he buys himself a 20 times the cash ticket. He said he uncovers this $250,000 prize. He said it was like I was in another world. I was on a cloud. He said it was a good thing. He felt compelled to keep this tradition going. Life, he said, is all about timing. It just shows you always have to follow your gut. He's going to make some investments with these winnings, possibly take his family on vacation, and he says this is indeed a dream come true. Somebody has a dream come true when talking about first edition Frankenstein Mary Shelley books. They have been auctioned off. These only privately owned first edition of Mary Shelley's horror novel Frankenstein auctioned off. It's an 1818 first edition of Frankenstein, or The Modern Prometheus, published anonymously in 3 pink-bordered volumes. It was sold by Heritage Auctions alongside other prized books from the William A. Strutt's library. There was a single owner sale, 60 years in the making, they say, and the results are a testament to a great collector and a market that recognized these treasures from William Strutt's. The copy of Frankenstein is one of only 3 pink-bordered first editions known to still exist. The only one in private hands. The other 2 are in libraries. One's in the Pforzheimer and one's in the Berg collection at the New York Public Library. So, now that you know how rare they are, how much do you think they went for? Yeah, I'm going to the chat. What do you think? I don't know. How much would you pay for this original first edition, pink-boarded Frankenstein? Mama said, oh, I would love those. You're not too far off, B.A. Ware. He says $750. $500, says Liz. $10 mil each. Josh going for $2 mil. Karen also going for $2 mil. Sandy with the $11,780. I will tell you, these books went for $843,750. $843,750. Pretty rare. So, Wes says, yeah, 200K. No, 843 and change. Yeah, that's what we got. So, I don't know. Somebody's very happy today. I kind of don't want to do this next story. I'm skipping it. Should I skip it? It's called the Pooseum. You guys want to hear about the Pooseum? You can imagine what that means. I'll take a vote. A quick poll in the chat. Would you like to talk about the Pooseum, or shall we skip straight to catapults? It's up to you. I'm gonna. This is a democracy, not a dictatorship. So you would like to hear about the Pooseum? All right. Yeah, I got one yes. Anybody else? No, do not poo-poo that story. Sandy's like, no, I gotta know. I gotta yes. I think we're even now. Yeah, Cindy has a yes. All right, I'll quickly do the poo story. I'll get through it really fast so that you guys don't have to linger on it. But there is a museum, and all it has is poop, fossilized poop. It's called the Pooseum. It's a variety of dung on display. This is going to come in handy at some party. Someone's going to talk about it, and you're going to know all about it. There's a reason, right? There's a reason. They say they've got a variety of dung on display, ranging from minuscule termite droppings to a massive specimen that weighs 20 pounds. There are more than 7,000 samples on display at this museum that opened in May in a town called Williams, which is known for its Wild West shows along Route 66. And it's in Williams, Arizona. They have display case after display case filled with coprolite, which is fossilized feces from animals that lived millions of years ago. They line the walls. They range from minuscule termite droppings to a massive specimen. The Pooseum president says he bought his first chunk of fossilized feces from a shop in Utah when he was 18. He said he already loved dinosaurs and fossils, but had never heard of fossilized poop. And from there, his fascination grew. He said it was funny, it was gross, but he said he learned very quickly it could tell us so much about our prehistoric past and how important these samples are to the fossil record. So, there's a lot of poop in that place. So go check it out if you're headed through Arizona. Let's talk about catapults. Because I didn't even show you pictures. Aren't you proud? Because the pictures are gross. We'll just leave that in the past. Let's talk about these. Ooh, that's kind of cool, don't you think? Look at that. This was found at a castle in the UK, right outside. There were yard workers, gardeners, and they were making a new walkway at this castle. And what did they uncover? These round stones. And immediately, the workers at Kenilworth Castle in the UK decided to call archaeologists in and go, what is it that we just found here? What is this? Yeah, they found them right outside the West Castle walls near the ground surface. They said they were immediately able to link these round stones to a siege in 1266 because of similar finds during an archaeological excavation at Kenilworth Castle in the 1960s. They said it's not every day we get lucky enough to stumble across historical remains like this by chance. Imagine, they say, the surprise of the team working on improving the pathways around the site when they unearthed these impressive stone projectiles that are nearly 800 years old. They were used in catapults. Yeah. And they're just sitting there in all different sizes, close to the surface. There they are, like it's nothing. So there's the old castle. So they're hauling them away to safety to be checked out. Here's a 14th century rendering of the catapult that was used in this area. This was the Civil War in the UK. I'll tell you a little bit about what happened there. The June 25th until December 13th of 1266, Kenilworth Castle was under constant attack. It was a 172-day siege and said to be one of the most significant military contests of King Henry III's reign and all of medieval English history. Here's what happened. In the mid-1260s, there was a conflict between Henry III and his nobles, and it escalated into a full-out civil war. The king's brother-in-law, Simon de Montfort, was the leader of the rebels, who had custody then of Kenilworth Castle. In August of 1265, Montfort was killed during the Battle of Evesham. his supporters continued to use Kenilworth Castle as a base, and in March of 1266, the rebels returned Henry's messenger's severed hand to him to send a message. And that's when Henry got mad, and he attempted to reclaim Kenilworth Castle. It had once belonged to the crown, and he was going to make it belong to the crown again. So he used a massive arsenal during his attack on 14-foot thick walls of Kenilworth Castle. Historians think the king had 60,000 crossbow bolts and 9 siege engines, including catapults. The rebels, equipped with similar siege engines, and lobbed stone projectiles from inside the castle walls. After 6 months of this siege, the rebels finally fell to disease and starvation. They surrendered Kenilworth Castle to Henry, and he gave it to his son Edmund, Earl of Lancaster. They know this happened here, and that's why they can so quickly link the find of these really cool catapults to this particular siege in 1266. So crazy. And there they are, in all varying sizes. Some really heavy ones, you can see how big it is, just, in comparison to the people pushing it along. So some are huge, some aren't so huge. They say these things could really do a lot of damage to the castle. That when they got going, they were moving pretty fast, could cause some serious damage when fired. One record indicates that one of Henry III's wooden siege towers with about 200 crossbowmen was destroyed by a single well-aimed catapult missile or stone. So, this is what they find. Digging a new garden path? Boom. Oh, what are these stones? That must be from the siege of 1266, don't you know? How crazy is that? And there's evidence. I love it. Speaking of old stuff, it turns out that if you love grapes, you should probably thank dinosaurs. There is an evolutionary connection between dinosaurs and grapes. If they hadn't gone extinct, then we might not have grapes. The lack of dinosaurs stomping around after this KT mass extinction may have allowed the grape that we know and love to spread and thrive. According to an article in Popular Science, a team of researchers found fossilized grape seeds dating back 60 to 19 million years old in Colombia, Panama, and Peru. The find includes the oldest known example of plants from the grape family in the Western Hemisphere, and indicates some parts of the grape's evolutionary story for the first time. It's a study published in the journal Nature Plants as of today. They are the oldest grapes ever found in this part of the world. They're a few million years younger than the oldest ones ever found on the other side of the planet, according to the study co-author. The discovery is important, they say, because it shows that after the extinction of the dinosaurs, grapes really started to spread across the world. So we wouldn't have had the grapes if the dinosaurs hadn't died out. Large animals, like dinosaurs, are known for altering their surrounding ecosystems. We think that if there were large dinosaurs roaming through the forest, they were likely knocking down trees, effectively maintaining forests more open than they are today. But without the dinosaurs hulking around, some tropical forests, like those in modern South America, became more crowded. Layers of trees eventually formed an understory and a canopy, and these new dense forests were ripe with the opportunity for some plants. So they say in the fossil record, we start to see more plants that use vines to climb up trees like grapes around this time. Birds and mammal species also diversified in the years that followed and might have helped because they likely spread the grape seeds around. So, thanks dinosaurs for the grapes. You ready? Are you ready for it? It's Travel Tuesday. Woohoo! We're staying in California this time, I think. But that's okay. We like a little local love, right? This one, right in my home county. How cute is that? That's Dillon Beach. Yeah. So fun out at Dillon Beach. Got to be careful of the surf out there sometimes, though. Can be a little rough. Got to be careful. But Dillon Beach, what a great place. And look at these cute little cottages. This is the 55-acre Dillon Beach Resort, from $149 to stay in one of these little cabins, right at the mouth of the Tamales Bay. And they say these little cottages really raised the bar. And before I really launch into this, I have to thank Lori for taking the time to send this to me for Travel Tuesday. I appreciate that very much. The resort owners designed a series of very compact, tiny homes, right? Coastal dwellings that feel right at home in their West Marin surroundings. They are set on ocean bluffs in a little ship-shaped cottage, decked with barnwood finishing, retro chic kitchenettes, tuft and needle mattresses, picture windows with sweeping vistas. Really cool. The units pack in 2 to 5 people. Cozy, but you can do 5. There's a general store. There's a coastal kitchen restaurant, which has local oysters and fried chicken sandwiches. And the resort has a surf shack where they can get you all hooked up with a surfboard, wetsuits to take advantage of the morning surf. So again, this is out at Dillon Beach. It's the Dillon Beach Resort. Costs they say, $149 to stay there. Likely a little bit more in high season. So pretty cool. Now that's the North Coast. Let's go to the Central Coast for a minute, because I don't know of anyone who's ever been to Big Sur who hasn't come away wowed by it. Hard to get to because of the crumbling Highway 1, right? But in mid-May, northern access to the Big Sur village was reopened, so you can get through. And there are all kinds of things to do. You've got dining, you've got an events complex, you've got redwood trees and the ocean. It's amazing. Really amazing. You've got an organic market coffee shop combo. They've got yoga studios, the Solstice restaurant, the Big Sur Bakery, the Post Ranch Inn. Incredible. And just up the road, new Pfeiffer Cabin at Glen Oaks Big Sur. This is cool. Pfeiffer Cabin at Glen Oaks Big Sur. Now, I'm not going to be able to stay there, but because it starts at $1,300 a night, what you're seeing here is Pfeiffer Big Sur State Park. So pretty. You can go boulder hopping. Look at that. And hopping over the water. If you're sturdy on your feet. But this is a new cabin. They say it offers a blissful solitude from seasonal crowds with a private fenced courtyard, outdoor tub, a fire pit, and nearby access to a secluded swimming hole along the Big Sur River. $1,300 a night. Perhaps, depending on how many people stay there with you. If you're sharing it with a couple other families, maybe it becomes doable. But yeah. Or maybe it's doable for you right now. Who might I say? I don't know. Back to the North Bay. Let's go to the Mendocino County coast. Yeah, so cool. This is a shot from the Mendocino Inn and Farm that leads to neighboring Van Dam State Park. Beautiful. Really, really beautiful. They've got a bunch of new hotels that are being built on the Mendocino coast. The Mendocino Coast Lodge is doing renovation. So until that's done, the Mendocino Inn and Farm rates start at $399. They say it feels like staying at a cool friend's farmstead. You're encouraged when you stay there to wander the property. They've got 15 acres, flowering gardens, chickens, llamas that you can feed, a trail that leads right to neighboring Van Dam State Park. Really cool. It's all about sustainability at that place. No single-use plastics. They're very important to them. Also important to me. They have this thing where, so interesting, an option for guests to pay what they thought their experience was worth upon checkout. How interesting is that? But if you do go, I mean, this is incredible. This is in Elk. It's called the, It's called well, this is Van Dam Beach. So this is right on the Mendocino County coast as well. Let me show you this picture. You can go kayaking here in the caves at Van Dam State Beach. So that's right down the road from this area. How cool is that? I mean, this is all doable. This is right here, right? Maybe it's a bit of a staycation, a California-cation, right? At Van Dam Beach, the waters are mild and kayakers can paddle over kelp forests and slide in and out of the shoreline's craggy nooks. They've got this business called Kayak Mendocino. They'll give you a guided trip. They do it daily. And then you can head to the tiny town of Casper, where there's a rustic lunch at a place called Good Bones. And they serve some really good sourdough bread. Really good. So, nice. You ready to go to Santa Cruz? I'm always up for a trip to my old stomping grounds. And there's a new hotel in Santa Cruz. It's called Hotel Paradox. It's newly renovated, I should say. And it's within walking distance to downtown. It's got one of the best pool decks around. Pretty nice. There's beachfront roller coasters at the boardwalk. And there's food and drink. And this newly opened hook and line, which plates what they say is refined seafood dishes like marinated mussel toast. There's another restaurant called Barceloneta. They were in Noe Valley. They had a Spanish restaurant there. It's supposed to be really good. There's a place called Bad Animal, which is a mashup of used books, natural wines, and high-quality Thai food. Santa Cruz also big on breweries. They've got the Humble Sea Brewing, which is soon to be in existence. So pretty cool. And you can get an alfresco cocktail on the courtyard at the Abbott Square Market. The Hotel Paradox seen here, they've got rates from $269 a night. Pretty fun. The Chaminade, I don't know if you've ever seen the Chaminade. It's a great place to go for dinner, but you might be able to stay there too. It's a resort and a spa. Their rates are from $259, and they just also did a complete revamp of their property. It sits on a hillside with lush greenery all around. Really cool because you have to take a little tram to get there, or you can. You could also take the steps if you wanted to. Really fun. They've got pickleball courts and pools with cabanas and a seasonal food truck and dive-in movie nights. So that's pretty fun. Since we're in Santa Cruz, after a couple days there, might as well pop down to Carmel by the Sea. Don't you think? Let's do it. So pretty. This is a courtyard at the newly opened Stillwell Hotel in Carmel by the Sea. They have wood-fired pizzas served from an outdoor oven. It just looks romantic, doesn't it? It's a block from Carmel Beach, which is a white sand beach. Staying here at the Stillwell Hotel will set you back $425 a night. But they say it could be a private club because of its restaurant, bar, and spa that are exclusive to guests. No outsiders coming in. It's a 26-room inn. You get a welcome beverage. You get a hot breakfast delivered to your guest room. And it's walkable to downtown Carmel. But if you don't want to walk, there's a complimentary Mercedes car service available to shuttle you around the village. Good shopping in Carmel by the Sea. Pretty nice. The rooms are said to be chic, fresh fruit, olive oil bath products, plush robes. The European-style morning breakfast spread. Every Sunday, you get house-made ice cream sundae bars. Pretty nice. This is, again, the Stillwell Hotel. I'm liking it. Yeah. The last one, by the way, with the private restaurant and bar, that's the Carmel Beach Hotel. So you've got the Carmel Beach Hotel and the Stillwell Hotel. I would say all pretty cool. And the Stillwell has fire pits and wood-fired pizzas from an outdoor oven. So I'm in. These are things I could do. First thing I'm going to do, Lori, is I'm going to check out, because Dillon Beach is really close to me. I'm going to check out those little cabins and see if maybe we can't take the kids there for a weekend. So thank you for the suggestion, and thank you for the great Travel Tuesday story. Again, look at that. Dillon Beach, Big Sur, Pfeiffer, Big Sur State Park, Mendocino County Coast, along with the Van Dam State Beach and the kayaking. Santa Cruz, really cool new hotels. Carmel by the Sea. Travel Tuesday, you guys. That was a good one, right? Am I right? Thank you for being here. We'll be back tomorrow. This show, Nikki's show, and Mark's show are dark on the 4th of July. But we'll have shows on Wednesday and we'll have shows on Friday for you. So it's still going to be really good. But we are taking a bit of a break and a day off for the 4th of July. A programming note just in case we hadn't mentioned it. Let's see. Yeah, good. I'm glad you could be of help too. First thing I'm going to do today is go see if they have any summer reservations at Dillon Beach. Because Jacob has wanted to go camping, and it's kind of like camping on the beach, except for I don't have to sleep on the hard ground. So I'm good with that. Yes. B.A. Ware says it's great to see that coastline so I can at least imagine a cooler day. I hear you. I know Lori hates me to say it's going to be hot. It really is going to be hot, though. It really is. Yeah. Deidre says it's 85 in El Cerrito. We're baking it. Yeah. Josh says, Lori, I'll get around to it someday. Today is the day. I mean, Josh, if you're in California, you know, what, a couple $100? You could stay 1-2 nights. I don't know. Might be fun. I keep thinking that, you know, my daughter's 14. She'll be 15 this summer. How many summers as a family that we have left? And maybe we can't afford to go to Europe or do anything big and fancy, but maybe a weekend at the coast, you know, doing something this summer is good. And I don't have anything planned, so I like it. Yvonne says, Travel Tuesday, check your local libraries. Mountain View offers day use of California State Park parking pass. Super cool. It's a nice 70 in Santa Cruz, she said, though she's on the peninsula where it's 94. Whew, goodness. I'm telling you. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. I love spending this hour with you guys. And again, thank you to Lori for the great Travel Tuesday story. I will see you again tomorrow. We'll talk about some other interesting stories. I hope you stay cool. Remember to hydrate. Make it a good day. And I'll see you right back here for the Nikki Maduro Show tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody. Until we meet again. Bye-bye.
The After Party Live would like to thank the following contributors and viewers like you.
Misunderstood. Lori says, I will be doing Travel Tuesday about Finger Lakes area in New York. I'm on it. We'll do it. And thank you for setting me straight.